And here we go again. In the next couple of days or so, there will be a release of a new operating system called Windows 10. This operating system is going to be totally free, and everybody's going to be rushing to get it. Before you do go and get it, it may pay you to just have a look at what you got first and maybe do a backup of your existing system. So if when you get to Windows 10, and if you don't like it or something goes wrong during the installation, you'll be able to go back to another operating system, the one you have at the moment. Many people have asked me, what sort of backup system do you use? Well, I use a free backup and recovery program called Paragon Backup and Recovery, or Backup and Restore, I believe it is. So we'll have a look at that. Paragon Backup. Oh, but two A's in Paragon, that'll never do. That's the one. And if we click on there, it will take us to the Paragon website. I'll put the information for this website at the end of the demonstration as usual. But this is the website. It's Paragon Software Group, and there's Backup and Recovery 14. It's version 14, and it's the free edition. Now with the free edition you get all the tools necessary to back up and restore your computer to its current state. If you wish to purchase it, which is it's got add-ons and bits and pieces that are not available in the free version, then you can purchase it and you get a lot more with that purchased version. I'm not quite sure how much it is at the moment. I can't even see a link to purchase it if you wanted to, but we'll leave that as it is at the moment. The other thing I will suggest at this time is, if you do download it and you do decide that you like this and you're going to keep it, it doesn't hurt to make a donation to the company. It doesn't matter how much you can afford or what you can afford. Just as make a little donation as a way of a thank you very much. And this will encourage people like Paragon to keep it free, and other companies similar to it would also keep it free. So let's go and have a look. I did a download of the 32-bit system earlier on, just to have a look, see what it was like. And there's also this version as well, which is the 64-bit version. Well, I downloaded it, as I say, yesterday. There's nothing to do downloading. It takes about 1.5 to 2 minutes to download on my system anyway. And here is the icon. There's the 32-bit, and there's the recovery. Now when we've run the program, we'll come across a page that will suggest we download the recovery PDF, or the handbook to the program. Don't be put off by that. Download the PDF and read through it, because there's lots of information in there which you can glean from this program, extra things you can do. Anyway, we'll install it and have a look, see how things go. And say it's quite a large program. It takes about 1.5 on my system to download, and it's quite, as I say, quite comprehensive. It goes into all the systems, so it goes into your non-Windows area as well as your Windows. But we'll just leave it to get on. It's doing quite happily. My little light is flashing away on the side of my computer as though there is no tomorrow, so it's working very quickly. I can edit some of the silences out if it goes on too long. No, not necessary to do that, because here we are, we have the program. Here's the end user license agreement. Nothing sinister in there, nothing to be alarmed about. It's just general terms and conditions, and they suggest that you don't change the program. It works perfectly well without your additions. Not that we'd know how to do that. Anyway, click next and it will ask for my user information and whether I want it for everyone who uses this computer or for me only. Well, it's only me who uses this computer, so it doesn't really matter which. There's the folder it's going to go into, and I'll click next to install it and then tell it to install. Again, the installation does take a moment or two. It's a big program. And there we are at the finish. It does take longer than what you've just seen to install it. I did edit out some of the long installation part, but all the screens that come up during the installation were visible. So here we are then. This is the program. It's installed, so we'll find the little icon at the top here and double click on it. Do you want to make changes? Do you want to allow the following program to make changes to this computer? I don't know if you can actually see that on the recording, but we'll let it go anyway. And this is your opening window. This is where we start off. This is a backup to a virtual disk, which is the one we'll use. Restore from a virtual disk. Obviously you need to be able to put stuff back. Backup and recovery, switch to a full-scale launcher. If you want to use that one, do. I don't think there's a lot of difference between that. It's probably more in detail on this particular one. However, backup to a virtual disk does work fine. So I'll click on that one. There are other options there on that start window to look at and become familiar with. So this is welcome to the virtual disk wizard. And it is a wizard because it does it all for you. There's my drives. I've got a junk dump, I've got my music drive, I've got the web stuff and movies, and I've also got my C drive. Now this little bit here that you can see, that is the Windows area, 100 megabyte big, and it is the control area for the whole of Windows that's on the computer. It tells Windows basically what's where and where's this and what's supposed to be added on, etc. We want to restore all of that, so if we click that, and we'll make sure the brown line is around all of it. That is the drive we want to back up. You can do this to any of the drives. You can select that as another drive, or you can just do partitions if you go to the advanced versions. However, this is the one we're interested in, just the operating system itself, which is on C drive. I'll click next. This will show us where it is. Now I haven't got a backup drive installed at the moment, but I will go through the motions as though it's there up to the point of doing it. So on this bottom bit, this backup destination, we can click on the folder to search the computer for the backup drive. As I say, mine's not there, but we'll assume for the sake of this video that my junk dump is where we're going to install it. So we click OK on that, and we get the confirmation screen that this is where we're going to put, this is the backup drive we're going to put, and there is where we're going to save it. Now D could be your backup drive, it could be a partition on the current drive, etc. Once we're happy with that, we click next, and that will send it into the routine to back it up onto the D drive where I suggested it goes. Now that could take maybe, it took my computer about 35 minutes to do that job. On the slower computers it's going to take longer. On computers with a fuller C drive, if I look at C drive there, whoops, went a bit too far, properties, you can see that I only use 85 gigabytes of a 400 gig drive. It backs up the whole drive. I think it can be shrunk down later on, but this is the bit I'm interested in. It's that 85 gigabyte slot. That's where my software is. As I say, I haven't got a lot on this particular drive because I do save stuff to other drives. Things like junk dump there. You can see that's almost 2/3 full. My music drive's pretty much empty, yeah. But my web and movies drive is the fullest of them all. So anyway, that's by the by. This is where we're going to back it up on your spare drive, your backup drive, your external drive, whatever you want to call it. We'll say it's drive D, and we click next. Now I'm not going to click next because I've already got a backup done. From there on it's pretty much plain sailing. On this screen, if you put a tick in the box here, you can change the backup settings and change all the stuff we've just gone through. So that's fine. I'm not going to click next. Well, I'm going to cancel it now, and we come back the same as if we'd finished. When we finish doing the backup onto our spare drive, it will take us back to this page. So that's it. When it's finished doing the backup onto your backup drive or your external drive, it will bring us back to this page, and it's from here we can see restore from a virtual disk, the virtual disk now being your backup drive. And it also pays to look at the user manual here. If you go online to the website, you'll be able to see the usual user manual link and download that. It's well worth it. So look at downloads. Here we are. This is I was looking through it earlier on. It's remembered the page, which is quite handy. But it does give you lots of information, lots of detail about the program itself, how to do things, how to do different things, how to check the space, and how to tell the computer, or tell the program what to back up on the computer. So well worth downloading the manual and having a read through it, looking for bits and pieces that you might come across. And there we go. Now once you've done that and you install your Windows 10, If everything goes fine, then fine, you waste a little bit of time, but that's all. However, if Windows 10 goes on your computer, you don't like it, you really can't get on it, then you can always go restore from a virtual disk in this program. And it's very similar to what we've done already. We click on the restore to the virtual disk, we tell it where the virtual disk is, and show it the backup that we've done. Click the next button, and away she'll go, and she'll back it up. The computer will restart several times during the backup. Don't be alarmed at that. It's all well and good. So there it is. That's our backup and restore. One thing I will say before we go into that, or before you go into that, is that it would pay you to run your Malwarebytes. Make sure your drive is clean before you back it up, and also your antivirus. Make sure that's up to date at the time that you do your backup to a hard drive. Run a complete virus check, run the complete anti-malware checks. There's nothing worse than backing up a system that's infected with viruses, because when you restore it, the viruses are still going to be there. That's Paragon Backup and Restore. As I said, I'll put the information at the end of this video for you to link to in your browser. So if you've enjoyed this video, then please subscribe to my channel, Howard L. Hall, on YouTube. And of course, give me the thumbs up if you've liked the video. If you're not sure and you haven't liked the video, then just give me a thumbs up and we'll discuss it later. Thank you very much for listening.